Mhm.
Victoria, I'm so glad that you are going to be doing this interview with us. You've already done a
Yeah.
previous interview, so I am really looking forward to having a conversation on some New Year's resolutions and what does that really mean for healthcare workers. So one thing I'd actually like us to do before we get started is, would you be able to give us a brief introduction to yourself, what you're doing, what your
Yeah.
specialty is, how long you've been doing it, and your experience with DirectShifts?
Okay, so definitely, I've been a nurse since 2014. I started out as an LPN, and then I went back after a year for my associates as an RN, and then I did another year for my bachelor's. Did my, did some bedside nursing, and then I went back for my master's. So next year I'll go back for my doctorate. My specialty is med surge. Everything and anything under the sun that's not ICU, that would be me.
We are going to be talking specifically about New Year's resolutions, right? So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, share a little bit of background information, who you are, what you're doing, um, and just give anyone who's not met you a little bit of an opportunity to get to know who you are.
Well, my name is Ebony Gibson. I am a certified and registered medical assistant. I have been doing it for now about 18 years. And for about the past 9 months, I have been a mobile phlebotomist with DirectShifts. So I get the fun part of driving around to people's houses and drawing their blood. And it's actually my favorite thing to do out of the 18 years that I have been in the healthcare field.
Almost 2023. What are some of the goals that you have for this upcoming?
So I was actually thinking about this before. Some of the goals I really wanted to be more present and in the moment. I feel like I put myself on such a time schedule with everything that I don't, like, the day passes me by. I don't really get to enjoy it. And just being like a first time mom, I have these moments go fast, you don't get them back. So I really want to be more present, more in the moment. I also want to, at the same time, I want to like stay focused for school. So I really am just learning I want to learn how to budget my time better.
So I've been thinking about this, and I do have my own separate resolutions that's not pertaining to the job, but pertaining to the job, I would say my biggest thing is just to continue to do what I do. Um, I love to build rapport with patients and build relationship with patients, even though I'm with them for a short period of time. And
Mhm.
I kind of want to elaborate on it a little bit, just to the point where, I'm just a little bit more flexible with the patients, giving them more information, answering more questions, and doing some research too.
I think that's really awesome. And you do have a lot going on, right? You're in school, you're first time mom. Present is really important. So when you think about that, what are some of the ways that you're going to start to change your day to day behavior to incorporate that?
So I would ideally love to have more days off during the week, but that won't really be doable. So I think what I'm going to do is the days that I have off, I'm really going to try and plan somehow to be in the moment. Like maybe I would devote like 2 hours to studying and then like an hour to just myself, and then the rest would be family time.
Those are really great ways to structure goals. And I think one of the best ways to keep your resolutions going, right? We never want to hit January 31st and realize we haven't maintained anything at all. We gave up on every goal that we had. We're not eating healthier. We're not going to the gym as much as we told ourselves we would, right? It's so easy. why, from your perspective, why do you think New Year's resolutions are so challenging to maintain?
I think because people put a lot of pressure on themselves, they have this very, very long list of to-do things, and they feel like, okay, now it's the new year, it's time to get started and do everything. So a lot of people just kind of compile this list and try to get started with everything. They end up getting overwhelmed, and then things start to fall off because they get too stressed out. Because on top of trying to take care of business, start new things, you're also still trying to live the life that you were living before the new year.
No, I may end up being one of them. Like burnout is a real thing, but I think the state that America is in, and you know, everybody just has so many um, illness, like comorbidities, you know, multiple diseases going on at once. It's hard for us as healthcare workers to treat you when we have to rule out so many other things. And it's especially hard on the patients that just honestly want to get better. And you know, sometimes we can't offer you those explanations that you're looking for. So I think, you know, I'm an advocate for school. I love school. I love learning. You know, knowledge is power. But if you're not able to get back to school, if you're not able to do that, then I think just doing your research at home on what is the latest trend in healthcare, what diseases are more prevalent now than ever.
You are a certified and registered medical assistant. We also work with so many other healthcare workers, and that profession is overwhelming and it is very stressful. From your perspective, what are some good resolutions that you think all healthcare workers should be trying to prioritize this January?
I think the best thing to do, for one, is to remain calm. For two, is slow down. I know it's a very fast-paced industry, and there are time constraints, but when you're in a rush, you tend to make more mistakes. So even if you have to take a break for a second, catch your breath, recenter yourself, and then go back, that's a good thing to do. Another thing is to triple check everything, no matter what. So even if you don't trust yourself to do it 3 times, then bring in other people that you work with to triple check your work to make sure everything is correct, because errors can make a huge difference.
As a healthcare worker, I would say pace yourself in your day-to-day activities. Like when you're at work, especially pace yourself. Um, make sure you eat something. Make sure you use the bathroom. Like I hate to say it, but there's been days off my work and I've only used the bathroom once. Like I'm so busy, I don't even get a chance to go to the bathroom. Like, and then I would say third, I would say breathe. Like we hold our breath figuratively the entire shift. Like we're just waiting for like the pin to drop. And I think that we have to get off that mentality of like something bad will happen and just like go through the day, do the best you can.
Get plenty of sleep, drink plenty of water, and go to the doctor. Even if it's just a primary care doctor, just to make sure you're okay and everything's healthy. If you know that you're having some issues, any kind of pain, go get checked out as soon as possible, because if you don't look out for yourself first, then you can't look out for other people. And try to eat healthier.
Well, as a very experienced RN, and a very soon to be NP, what do you think these nurses need to start doing now to create those healthy habits that don't die out before February comes around?
I honestly, I would say staying hydrated, being cognizant of that, you know, making sure we at least pack something, you know, to eat, even if it's like a healthy snack, even if you're having a banana every day or an apple every day. I think you have to be aware that you want to make the change. So I think first being realistic and saying, okay, I'm really going to do this and not just, you know, say I'm going to do it. So I think that's really the first thing, like be aware that you want to do it and then just do it.
But when you think about, you know, all of these people that are setting New Year's resolutions, what do you think healthcare organizations from their side can do to really help support their employees to really maintain these healthy habits?
Oh, I think, I mean, there's so many different things that they can do. Um, I think because of the economy, for one, income has to be increased. It just has to, but that's a whole nother situation. But the proper support. So to the point where the managers are aware of what's going on with their staff and even a little bit on the personal side of their life, so they know what's going on with them mentally. Mental health is huge because a lot of people are suffering in silence. And in those situations, that affects not only your personal life, but also your work life. So I think like even weekly check-ins, um, making sure that everybody is properly trained on what their specific job position is. I think that's important. And really engaging employee appreciation, letting your employees know that they are seen, that they are heard, and also they are appreciated.
Now, I am going to ask you something a little personal about your experience with DirectShifts. You know, what can we do? You know, we're not necessarily the employer, but we do work with so many healthcare workers. We're always looking to find new ways to support better and be more efficient and be more helpful to those that work with us. What can we do to really help our and our clinicians maintain these healthy goals and really be in a better place by next year? What can we do?
No, I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have been awesome. I have no complaints. I appreciate you reaching out and asking us what we need, because there's not a lot of companies that will. And as long as I've been doing this, I probably have only worked for 3, if that. I might be stretching the 3. So I really appreciate you guys for everything.
Oh, of course. No, honestly, the least we can do, we're so appreciative for the things that you're doing and the stories that you've shared with us, especially in the last, month or so, have been really incredible. And it is so evident that when you talk about work, it is so patient centered, almost selflessly so. And it's something that should be celebrated and recognized, appreciated from the people who are not clinicians, but will always be on the patient side. I appreciate it, and I always hope that the people that I work with care about patients as much as you do. So thank you so much for your time.